is a strange alien-looking creature and had a lot of people uttering the word skinwalker.
We all remember seeing skinwalkers where we live, and as we grew older, it was continuous. We seen it to this day. It looked like a devil with red eyes, with antlers.
In a world where the ordinary meets the eerie, strange whispers call out in the dark. From ghostly figures in mysterious areas to unknown critters roaming around at night, the life beyond our realm always keeps reminding us of their presence. So, brace yourselves as we venture into the dark world of spine-tingling mysteries that will make your knees weak.
Oh my gosh.
About to jump in the water. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh!
Mysterious nightfall. A man, while driving by a cemetery, was lured in after he heard some noises. As he started recording, his camera captured a mysterious figure digging in the grave with its bare hands. Although its face was not visible, the pale white skin meant that it was not a human. Shivers ran down his spine as he could not wrap his head around what he was watching. And that's when he ran as fast as he could and decided to never come back. Stalking from bushes. After a long day of work, a hunter came home just to find this creepy crawler trying to get on his property. But he handled the situation quite nicely.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. This is our home.
He knew everything about animals, but even he could not tell what kind of critter was stalking his place. The glowing eyes and strange humanoid body made him and every viewer wonder if the hunter was being approached by a skinwalker.
You need to leave. You need to leave now.
Scared farmer. One night, a farmer ventured into the forest to check what was harming his cattle, and once he was deep in the woods, he found out that some animal was not the culprit. It was actually a sinister being who was on the lookout for some food. Just as his lights illuminated its daunting face, the farmer ran from the scene. He was sure that he saw a Wendigo, and it was hunting his animals. Creepy bonfire. We often share horror stories on bonfires, and this group of friends did too to enjoy their night. But their laughter turned to sheer dread when their creepy stories came to life. First, they heard noises behind the tree, and just as they threw light in the area, a ghostly figure with big, dark eyes revealed itself. It was nothing like they had seen before. With this encounter, their fun bonfire also came to an abrupt end. Unexpected night. Imagine walking on a nice peaceful night, and then a mysterious creature joins you on the way. Such a spooky thing happened to a man when he went in the streets to freshen up a bit, but had the scare of his lifetime instead. A creepy critter came out, walking on all fours, and had super pale skin. At the moment, he did not care whether it was real or not. Just running for his life was the best option. Ghostly apparition. A group of ghost hunters entered a graveyard hoping to film some exciting videos, but they were certainly not ready for what was about to happen. As they got in the center of the cemetery, a ghostly apparition came forward. Any of its features were not visible, but its presence was evident as it emerged from a grave, and it was enough to give the ghost hunters the scare of a lifetime. Roaming with ghosts. While visiting his family resting in the Universal Cemetery in Colombia, a boy got an unexpected greeting from the other side. A tall, sinister critter moved behind the trees and then simply vanished. Its dark appearance, hunched back posture, and the eerie presence signifies that it was not a person. Just as the man had ran up to the tree, it had already fled from the scene, leaving the man with questions and nightmares. Gravedigger. Simple break from work turned into a nightmare when a woman saw this in a cemetery. An inhuman and creepy figure was digging up a grave by its own hands. It had an eerily slender body and a full black look. The real identity of this humanoid is a mystery, and many think it's still roaming around in the area. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Unknown creature. Exploring a dense forest was all fun and games, until these two friends came across an abandoned house. And to their surprise, it was inhabited by an otherworldly creature. Their excitement turned to horror as it passed right beside them, and luckily, they even caught it on their camera. Its pale body made them wonder if they had encountered a rake.
Holy what is that?
Creepy graveyard. A teenage boy and his family decided to visit a Civil War graveyard while on their vacation in Georgia, and they saw something totally unexpected. As the camera panned across the area, a small, heightened, pale white creature running on the other side was captured. The family had seen this thing around before, too. The cryptid first jumped into the tree, and then simply vanished from the scene, leaving everyone with questions and fear.
Hold on.
Road crossing. While driving back from the office, a man saw a spine-chilling scene in the middle of the road. This mysterious woman was sitting right in the middle of the road, crawling on all fours, blocking his way. So he took out his camera with shaking hands and filmed her presence. Once he knew it was not going to give way, the man took an alternative route, just to ensure his safety. Glowing eyes. A nice camping night was sabotaged for this group of friends when a pair of glowing eyes kept following them around.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Oh my
That's it. That's it. Oh my god.
All of the friends ran for their lives as soon as they found out that it was not some random animal. Its humanoid body meant it was an otherworldly creature. Whether it was something real or a person playing a prank, it was enough to make any grown man scared for good.
Oh my goodness. That is.
Dude,
Oh
I
my
think it's about
gosh.
to jump in the water. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
Castle ghost. A man was exploring an old castle in England when he felt the most spine-chilling experience of continuously being stared at by someone. He had filmed the ruins to capture the beauty of the building, and once he came home and viewed the footage, he found a mysterious creature with glowing eyes and an eerie structure that could clearly be seen in a window. It was clear that it was not a human, and this was the culprit who was making him uncomfortable in the area. Stalker man. A mom felt super excited to film her son riding his bike, but she was not the only one watching him. At the moment, she did not notice anything odd, but when she saw the video later, she noticed that a mysterious man was standing in the window staring at her son. Upon asking officials, she was told that only security would have been there that day, which meant it was either a guard or she might have captured a ghostly apparition. Haunted crib. A lady named Melissa had lost her baby in a miscarriage quite recently, but her child had not left her side just yet. Just days after the incident, the baby monitor captured this. the empty cloth started moving and an unknown face suddenly appeared near the crib, as if there was a baby sleeping in there. Melissa was confused whether this was the spirit of her baby or some otherworldly entity mocking her for her loss. Mysterious intruder. After hearing scary sounds from a room, the homeowners finally decided to confront the intruder. They opened their door and were surprised when they realized that they were dealing with something and not someone.
Vete de aquí, ¿quién eres?
An eerie figure could be seen almost crawling on the ground, maintaining direct eye contact with the lady. It had a creepy humanoid structure and a sinister presence. If I was there, I would have left that house on the spot.
Tú no eres un gato. Te ordeno que te vayas de mi casa.
Unknown man. A group of paranormal investigators were coming back from a remote forest when a mysterious thing caught their attention. They heard eerie sounds coming from the deep jungle, and as they stayed for a while to check it out, they found an unknown man sitting in the remote region. His peculiar looks were enough to understand that he was not a normal person. No one would sit like this in the dark. So who or what could it be? High alert. Here's a German Shepherd who noticed something suspicious in the area and got ready to take out the threat. And his instincts were right. An odd two-legged creature passed on the road, making the canine go on high alert. When the others saw the footage, they were even confused about what had passed in front of their house and whether they were safe in the zone or not. Climbing witch. Horror movies always have a scene of the ghost climbing vertical walls, and turns out they weren't wrong about it. It actually happened when a woman was seen climbing over a wall, and it took the breath away of every person that witnessed it. This building was famous for being haunted among the people, and many people claim to hear stuff from there. Still, it's hard to believe that something like this can actually happen. Mischievous ghost. You've got to help me out here, because I can't understand what I just saw. A man was exploring an old abandoned church when suddenly a pale-looking figure emerged from the corner. Just as the man went close to check it, it vanished from the scene. Now, it was impossible for a human to disappear with that much speed, which makes me wonder whether it was a human or not. Ghost trap. This footage is from a building that was renowned to be haunted by the ghost of a lady who inhabited the place years ago and lost her life over there. Even after years, her spirit mingles in the area and tries to lure people in to join her on the other side. The person who filmed this video shared that he had seen her at the same place before, and after moving away from the scene, he felt severe discomfort. Haunted cemetery. While venturing into the graveyard to meet the departed souls, a man actually got greeted by one. His camera captured an unsettling figure lurking amongst the graves. It looked somewhat like a monkey at first, but its humanoid body and eerie movements suggested something else. As our brave videographer steadied the lens, he was sure that he had captured an otherworldly creature lurking in the dark. Encounter in daylight. Unlike most of the encounters that happen at night, this skinwalker decided to meet humans head-on in broad daylight. A person had gone into the forest for his routine hike, but this time he met an unusual being. It was some kind of a skinwalker who was defending his territory from the man. Many viewers suggested that the video was a hoax, while some named it Gollum for its resemblance with the movie and book character. '90th Century Ghost. An unsettling scene was filmed in the woods as people noticed someone sitting in the trees dressed in full white clothes. And when they zoomed in on her, the sinister features became more visible. They were sure that the entity sitting in the woods was not normal and speculated that it was the ghost of the girl who lost her life in this area. Haunted Hotel. The security team of this hotel started hearing sinister screams coming from a room.
What's going on, John?
But the mysterious part was that no one had checked in there. Even after a man stood right outside the room, the paranormal activity did not stop.
Here's the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room, correct?
And they decided to call the police. Once the man went inside, he found the whole room turned upside down.
Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. Says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary.
This scene sent chills to the entire team, and they retreated from there. This hotel was known to be haunted for several years, and many people who stayed there reported seeing sightings. Haunted Desert. Exploring the deserts might sound like a great adventure idea, but not if you're accompanied by ghosts.
Oh, fuck. Close the trunk.
These friends stopped their car for a while to enjoy the scenery around them, and things took an unexpected turn when an otherworldly creature joined their adventure. The creature's pale skin, unusual gait, and featureless face made everyone realize it was not normal. After this, the whole group dashed back into their car and ran for their life.
Close the trunk. Close the trunk.
Haunted Neighborhood. In the stillness of the night, when we all go to sleep, the night dwellers roam in our streets. This video shows how a ghostly apparition decided to go out for a walk, as it thought that no one would notice its presence. But CCTV cameras were on and recorded its every movement. Just look how it is walking so casually. The smoky humanoid figure made every viewer believe that this is an actual ghost exploring the neighborhood. Eight-legged person. A group of friends felt like someone was watching them from the dark during camping. So they stepped out to check who the intruder was, and the fear could be heard clearly in their voices.
Alexis?
A weird hut-like structure was present close to their camp, and it was inhabited by this creature. Just look at those long legs. It looks like a person with a spider body. Even more mysterious is that there is no explanation existing for this creature online. Strange neighbor. I think we can all agree that the thing in this video is neither a dog nor a normal human. The people living in the calm area were thrilled when they saw that the CCTV cameras captured this mysterious creature walking on all fours, having an inhumanly pale skin. Many pedestrians even mentioned hearing screeching sounds around this time, making everyone suspicious that a skinwalker had ventured into their neighborhood. Rake owner. Abandoned buildings are often inhabited by creepy creatures of the dark, and this video shows how. In 2008, a group of friends dared each other to explore a mysterious region. And as they made their way inside, they knew they were not the only ones there. As they illuminated the hallway with a flash, a rake-like creature was disturbed from their presence. At this point, they knew it was time to run for their lives and made a safe exit.
Come on.
Headless Rider. Near Halloween, people started witnessing a headless man riding his horse on the streets. And the fact that this was happening in broad daylight made the incident even more intriguing. Many who saw the scene believed it to be the ghost of a knight who had lost his life in this place. But I think it was just a man super excited for the Halloween season. What are your thoughts on it?
I said I was gonna go.
It's probably gonna go down.
Roaming in woods. A hunter had set up a trail camera in the forest, hoping to find some beautiful animals. Instead, he captured an unknown entity with a masked face roaming in the dense woods, and it slowly walked towards the camera with an unsettling gait. No sane person would do something like this, so even if it was a prank done by a mischievous person, I must say, they did a pretty good job at it. Grievous in backyard. A man had installed trail cameras all over his place to capture amazing wildlife, but his camera recorded something a little too wild. His backyard was inhabited by a sinister critter that looked like a cross between a werewolf and General Grievous. Its peculiar features and super hairy body signified that it was not a normal animal. Whether it was real or not, it was creepy enough to make any person fearful. Ghostly Apparition. A doorbell captured something far more scary than anyone would have imagined. At first, it looks like a normal person on his way back home, but just in a few seconds, the thing vanishes in thin air without any trace. Now, I'm sure no human is capable of doing that. So, what could have the power to teleport within seconds? Bizarre encounter. On a remote road, all traffic was blocked for an unknown reason, and the drivers had no clue what was happening until they saw this. An unsettling being was sitting in the middle of the road, and no one knew who it was. Its face was not visible, but it looked like a human with a super skinny body performing some ritual. Its real identity is still unknown to many people. Girl with goat legs. A seemingly normal night turned into an absolute horror when a girl was captured on CCTV walking down the road. And even though it sounds normal, she had goat legs and a very eerie gait. Many people who saw the video said that it was a skinwalker who took the form of a girl. Even the way her legs moved was not normal. Apparition in woods. Forests are inhabited by all sorts of creepy critters, and this includes otherworldly creatures too. Don't believe me? Then watch this. The video was captured by a person who had to pass from a trail going through a jungle, and the most unexpected thing happened. A ghostly apparition came out of the woods and started crossing over. Its form oddly resembled a human, making every viewer confused about what it was. Abandoned house. An ordinary drive home turned into a nightmare as this man took one wrong turn from the highway and found himself in an abandoned area where he came across an old, worn-out house. No one was living there, but soon he found out that the house belonged to an otherworldly creature.
Holy Go, 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 go.
He just saw his head poking out from a broken window and knew it was time to flee from the scene. Teleportation. Soon after losing a friend, this man captured eerie footage on his CCTV camera. Take a look at this. Now, at first, he thought that some unknown person had broken into his territory, and he was about to call the cops. But just within seconds, the figure vanished into thin air. He was convinced that the figure he had just seen was a ghostly apparition. Dancing Lady. A mysterious figure of the Serbian dancing lady haunts the midnight hours of Serbia's Vastara. Dressed in national costume, her dance with the unseen sends chills down the spine of every viewer. Initially, she was dismissed as a mere prank, and her ghostly presence faded in 2019, only to re-emerge in 2023 with a fearful comeback. She was captured again holding a knife in a chilling piece of footage, as her presence now dances morbidly on the edge of reality, leaving Serbia's Vastara in a shivering dread. Not so friendly neighbor. As night fell, the streets in a seemingly safe neighborhood were taken over by otherworldly creatures, as CCTV footage from a homeowner captured a clear video of a rake. Every person got concerned for their safety. It had a disturbing pale white skin and an abnormally hunched over back, making the viewers question what they were looking at. Whether it was real or not, viewing such a creature in the streets can creep out any grown man.
His face clearly. Right there.
Odd creature. Just as night came, the roads were soon taken over by this unusual thing that had no proper features, body, or any form. These strange apparitions were confident enough to make a dashing appearance right in front of a CCTV camera. If you look closely, it even feels like these two are two apparitions having a good time on their late-night walk. Many people had felt like they were being watched in this area, and I'm sure it would have been these ghost buddies scaring the people. Possessed girl. Just as the two guys looked outside their window, they were thrilled to see a girl dressed in all white walking through the cemetery. She did not look like any normal kid by the way she was walking. Many said that she was possessed and she was looking for a particular grave, while others suggested that it was just a hoax set up by them. Whatever the case was, it would surely be creepy to see a girl walking like that in a cemetery.
Yo! She ain't answering nobody. She ain't look at us.
Grim Reaper. We all know that Grim Reapers are associated with death and chaos, and even though they are considered just a concept, one such figure was seen in the guests at King Charles's Apparition. Some viewers were persistent that the Grim Reaper was there, but many, including myself, think that someone did this as a prank and wore the costume. Abandoned hospital. A fun plan of exploring an abandoned hospital turned into a nightmare when this mysterious creature decided to show up on scene. The people who witnessed its presence mentioned that they had been feeling the presence of another entity all the time they were in the area, which made them believe that the creature they saw was not a hoax, but a real ghost of someone who stayed in the hospital a long time ago.
Oh shit! Let's go fucking this way. Where'd the other guys go?
Gettysburg Ghosts. Driving through the Gettysburg field turned into a paranormal encounter for a driver when two ghosts came running out from the field. Their exact shape was not visible, but their presence was enough to make them rethink about driving in the area. Some viewers, including myself, think that it was just water droplets moving on the screen, but the driver insisted that they were actual ghosts, and he even felt their presence there. Sinister screams. A group of friends heard screams coming from the cemetery, and they called the police for help. But when the team got there, they started seeing mysterious figures behind the tombstones. And then they heard this. It was surely not from a normal person, and these sounds were made by the creepy critters that inhabited the cemetery. Mysterious woman. A simple drone testing turned into a nightmare when the device captured an unknown lady lingering through the dense forest. She was wearing a long white dress and had the darkest eyes. It was nothing like what they'd seen before. Many believed that it was a skinwalker who had taken the form of a girl to lure people in. And that might be true because of the eerie, dark eyes. Or it was just a lady pulling pranks on people. Ghost Girl. A man in Texas got to experience the most terrorizing visual of his life. An unknown lady wearing a long white gown had entered his backyard, and no one in the neighborhood recognized who she was. He had lived there for almost 15 years, and this was nothing like he had encountered before. Many thought that this was the ghost of some girl who had lost her life there and was looking for the culprit. Strange figure. I found this video online, and I am sorry for the bad quality, but it still made me scared. A group of friends encountered this critter while they were out on a walk and filmed it from a very far distance, making the footage so blurry. Although the figure in the frame is not very clear, that's some good evidence that it's not a normal being. Ghostly night. This abandoned castle is still home to the knights who laid down their lives while protecting it. A filmmaker was intrigued by the beauty of the building and decided to fly a drone to capture its size and beauty. Instead, he captured an old knight reliving his old days by galloping through the castle. Do you also think he was there? Strange aliens. After hearing odd sounds from the ceiling, the whole family got concerned about what was living with them in their house. And when they inspected the area, they found these mysterious alien-looking creatures staring back at them. Their peculiar humanoid bodies and giant eyes made every person nervous about what they were looking out for. And it turned out it was nothing dangerous, just a pair of owls resting in the ceiling of a house. Huge figure. While roaming in the forests, a group of hikers came across an eerie sight. A seemingly huge shadow was staring at them from a large distance. The people took out their phones and started filming the critter, and then it vanished into thin air. Its peculiar size and vanishing ability left every person on site scratching their heads. What could it possibly be? The ghost of a Bigfoot? Stalker cryptid. These vigilant and responsible dogs were ready to protect their owner from a suspicious intruder. They saw a dark, sinister figure lingering outside the room on the porch, and no one could understand what it was. The creature had no proper form or features, just this dark existence that did not look human at all. Luckily, it vanished from the scene, leaving everyone confused and scared. Grim Reaper. An exciting exploration trip turned into a bad omen for the person who filmed this video. He had ventured into a new region with vast open lands and accidentally captured a Grim Reaper in his camera. The person mentioned that after this close encounter, he started feeling nauseous and down, making him wonder if he had encountered an actual Grim Reaper. A squealer. A calm day of camping in the woods turned into a night of horror as a group of friends started hearing these noises. They went out just to make sure they were not being stalked by a dangerous animal. And surprisingly, it was not an animal, but something far worse. As their flashlights illuminated the park, they saw a sinister, pale white critter just inches away from them. Luckily, they ran away on time and made it out alive.
What the hell? What the hell?
Ghostly apparition. As a woman walked out of her house to check the source of the eerie sounds, the culprit passed right behind her. At the moment, she did not realize what had happened, but once she saw the footage, she could see a ghostly apparition pass on the sidewalk. Many people said it was just some fog or smoke, but how is it so perfectly in a humanoid shape? Angry critter. Some teenagers thought it would be funny to go for a late-night drive, and just as they were passing through the fields and illuminating the area with a flashlight, they had a scare of their lifetime as a humanoid creature rushed towards them. No one in the moment was sure what the angry critter could be, but its inhuman pale skin and uncanny appearance made everyone believe that they were chased by a rake. This video was filmed by a man who went to the graveyard for a quiet moment, but got the shock of his lifetime. Just as he looked up, this unusual critter strolled right in front of him. The man could not believe his eyes, as the mysteriously long limbs and the hunched back body made him realize he was in the presence of an otherworldly thing. Some viewers suggested that it was most probably a rake, while others said it was just a hoax. Whatever the case, it would be really scary to witness this in a dark graveyard. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos.